Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and today we're going to be doing a pickup video for the month of May. So, one thing I want to talk about right here is, actually there's going to be a couple of things I want to mention before we start. So the first thing I want to mention is that I was recently at a convention, an anime convention called Anime North, and I had a hell of a good time. You know, like just meeting up with some good people, and of course I actually saw a few friends of mine that I haven't seen in a good chunk of time, and then of course I also met some people that I used to know in a gaming group, which I never met in person before, so I thought that was actually pretty damn cool. And of course I got some great stuff I'll show you in a moment, and you know, I just had a hell of a great time. Maybe I should do a video talking about like conventions that I've been to, because I've been to a couple of them and I've always had a pretty interesting experience at most of them, so maybe that will be a topic for one day. But anyways, I was actually dressed up as Raidu Kusunoha from the Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner games on PS2, which are awesome. I don't actually own a physical copy of them, but I have the first part on my PS3, and that game kicks ass, so just figured I'd mention that. But, and the other thing I want to mention here is that, recently I actually hit 550 subscribers, so I just want to say, like, I wanted to do a thank you video, but then I realized that I ended up actually hitting, like, 568, so, like, holy shit, like, god, like, that's, like, a huge jump, like, I think that's, like, the biggest jump I've ever had, like, in a long time, so I just want to say thank you for all the newer subscribers for checking out my channel, and of course, I'm just very thankful to have all the subscribers that I have. Like, I think you guys are awesome, and you guys just kick ass, and you know what, the show wouldn't be anything without you guys, and of course, I'm just very thankful for everything, so thank you guys for the support, and of course, I'm just happy to just be a part of this gaming community and, you know, learning about many different things and, you know, all that good stuff. So, like I said, thank you. Like, I can't thank you guys enough. Like, it just makes me very happy. Alrighty, so before we begin, there's only one more update I do want to make, and that update is that, so in this particular pickup video, I'm not going to do the whole shoutout segment like I normally do, and the reason why that is because the next video that I'm going to upload is I'm going to be uploading a response video to Megas X1 where he talked about the gaming community and his stance on it, and, you know, like a big discussion video like that. So I'm going to do my own response video to that, so that will be the next thing I'm going to upload. But the thing is, though, is I'm going to upload a follow-up video to that because I don't want it to go too long, and that follow-up video is going to be a massive, big-ass, like, shoutout video where I'm going to make, like, a huge amount of, like shouting out a whole bunch of channels, bleh. So, you know, like, that's gonna be really awesome, so hopefully you guys will be able to check out, like, channels that, you know, like, are very small, and some you maybe might not have heard of, maybe some you might have, some you may haven't, but, so, with that being said, yeah, let's begin the pickup video. Alright, so the first game we're going to be talking about here is actually a game I got in a trade, because I actually did a trade with someone that I knew on YouTube for quite some time. His, YouTube channel used to be called Sprites and Bytes, but recently he changed it to, PS Vita journal because he wants to do a like a complete like Vita collection, which is pretty interesting in itself because one, it's very unique and it's not something that a lot of people I see doing, and secondly, it's a really good handheld and I think it's really underappreciated. There's a lot of stuff on there that I really enjoy myself, so I think that's actually pretty awesome. So I ended up trading him a Vita game, and he ended up giving me this Japanese it's like a Saturn game, and that happens to be Galaxy Fight from Sunsoft. So it's pretty interesting to see them make a fighting game. Now I haven't played this yet, mainly because it's an import game and I don't have that action replay yet. But I am going to order one. It's just because, you know, I got more of an incentive now. But from what I have seen of this game online, like just from looking up like videos and such, this game actually looks pretty awesome. You know, it's a 2D fighting game and it has like some pretty unique characters and some really nice graphics, and it looks like a pretty solid game. It was one I was kind of interested in for a while. In fact, I think I first heard about the game, I think it was when I used to play Mugen, that fighting game on the computer where you can make your own, make your own fighting game. In fact, one thing that was pretty cool about this, when I was looking through the manual, because not only is it like a lot different than a lot of like other manuals there, at least for what I'm used to, but let me get to a cool page. Yeah, like, you know, like you have like this stuff and all that, but one thing that I thought was really cool was it has an advertisement for Albert Odyssey, because that was an RPG that was made by Sunsoft as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. In fact, I actually heard that in Albert Odyssey, one of the characters in this game was a shopkeeper, which is pretty interesting. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick. But yeah, unfortunately I can't say a whole lot about the game because I haven't played it yet, but I can't wait to. And of course I just gotta thank Sprites and Bites for doing a wonderful trade with me because I think this is awesome, so thanks man. And of course, you know, this game definitely does look kick-ass. Alright, so now we got some PS2 games, and all these games here are all games that I got from the convention recently. So I haven't really got around to playing them because it actually happened on the 28th, and I'm recording this on the Monday, so, you know, I haven't gotten around to trying all of them yet, but I just wanted to say that out there right now. But this game right here is a game I've been looking for quite a while called Nano Breaker, which is from Konami. Now, the thing that was always interesting me about this game is that it's a hack and slash, but it also kind of reminds me of Piano 3 on the GameCube, but you know, like, it kind of has a similar style to it, because, you know, you're a dude with silver hair, which is kind of cool. I don't know, he kind of looks like Sephiroth, but with, like, shorter hair, which is kind of funny. But, yeah, I've always been interested in getting this game, but I just never seen it around, and I actually found it for, like, $10, so I was actually very, very surprised how cheap it was, so I just had to get it. But I definitely can't wait to get into this one. Maybe I'll have to do a review on it sometime, but it definitely does have a really cool style to it, and, of course, it's bloody as hell. It actually might be one of the games that inspired to make Metal Gear Rising, maybe. I don't know, because it is from Konami after all. But I could be wrong on that, but it just seems like something that they might have got some ideas about it, though, because, you know, he does kind of seem a little bit, like, Raiden-ish, you know, like the future Raiden. But anyways, though, definitely going to look into this one, and it should be awesome. So the next PS2 game is a game that is a part of a series. It's actually the only one that I'm missing so far, unless they make a newer one. So I was pretty excited to get this one, and, you know, like I said, I haven't played it yet, but I have an idea of what to expect because I have played the other ones. So this game just happened to be Drakengard, the first one. So as you know, I've actually talked about this game a couple of times before, where, you know, I mentioned its music. For one, some of the songs can be really, like, what the fuck, and creepy, and chaotic, and just sound very bizarre. And then there are some songs that do sound a little bit crappy, but, you know, for the most part, though, I do like a lot of the music in this game, because it's just so weird and bizarre. But yeah, so if you don't know anything about this game and its series, it's a hack and slash game, where it kind of plays like Dynasty Warriors, but then it also has some, like, missions and stuff, and of course you can switch weapons, and you can switch characters. And the other thing is that there are some missions where you get to, like, fly around on a dragon and start shooting the shit out of things. It's pretty great. At least, I really like number 2. Number 3 was actually not bad. I mean, it has some technical issues, but it is entertaining because it is fucking hilarious, because they made it, like, balls to the wall ridiculous. Which I kind of like. But this one does seem, like, more serious, like the second one. But I could be totally wrong on that, though, because I haven't played it yet. But, because now that I actually have the entire set, I'm probably going to do a review feature on it, so that should be pretty cool. I don't know when that'll happen, but it'll be something I'm definitely going to look forward to. So the last PS2 game that I also got at the convention is a PS2 game that I knew about for quite some time, but I didn't know a whole lot about it, other than the one thing that everyone likes to talk about it, and that happens to be its horrible voice acting, and it's so bad that it's hilarious. It's almost like The Room level bad. That's how funny it is, and how bad it is. So, this game, if you already don't know what I'm talking about, it's Chaos Wars on PS2. So, this is a game that was developed by Idea Factory, which have done some collaboration work with Nippon Ichi, which is the creators of Disgaea, and this game actually reminds me a lot of that, at least from what I've seen from gameplay footage. So, you know, it's a tactical RPG, kind of similar to that. But the one thing that is interesting that I actually didn't know for a long time was that this is actually a crossover game. It mixes between a whole bunch of stuff, you know, from Idea Factory, Red Entertainment, Atlas with their Growlancer series, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, one of my all-time favorites is Shadow Hearts, so I was like, holy shit, I didn't even realize they were even a part of the game, because as you can tell, you know, Yuri's right there, and then there's Alice right there, so, yeah. Although in this game they actually called Yuri Uru, because that's his Japanese name, and I guess they didn't call him by his English name in this game for whatever reason, but either way, it's still fucking hilarious, though, that this game's voice acting is so bad that it's really the only thing that people know about this game for, is that it's bad voice acting the game. But in all serious, though, I do really want to try this game out because, like I said, I really do enjoy tactical RPGs, and also because it is a crossover game of some franchises that I do enjoy, so you never know, this one could be interesting. So I definitely am looking forward to it in a really weird way. And also, I just really want to hear all the rest of the cutscenes, because I only heard like that one cutscene that has like a shit ton of views on YouTube, and that one is pretty fucking funny as it is, but I want to hear all of it because it's gonna be fucking entertaining as shit. Alright, so the next game here is another game I got at the convention, and it's a Wii game, and it's the only Wii game I got. But this is a Wii game that I was pretty happy to own, mainly because it's a really good compilation, and I actually got a pretty good deal on it. And that happens to be Kirby's Dream Land Collection 20th Anniversary. So this is actually a pretty awesome compilation of Kirby games. You know, I don't need to explain what the games are, because I'm sure you all know what Kirby is. You know, the pink fluff ball thing that like sucks up people and gets their powers, you know, all that good stuff. You already know about that. Really good platformer. So this one actually comes with 6 games. So it comes with, Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy, which is a good one. I mean, it's not the best one because it was their first game, but it's still pretty good for a first entry game. Then there's the one on NES, Kirby's Adventure, which is an awesome game. Really can't go wrong with that game whatsoever. And then there's the other one on the Game Boy, Kirby's Dream Land 2, which I remember playing that one at a friend's house years ago, but I only remember parts of it though. But I do remember it being really fun, so it is cool to actually be able to play this one again. And then there's the one on the Super Nintendo called the Kirby Superstar, which I've actually never played that one, so that should be interesting to play that one for the first time. And then there's Kirby's Dream Land 3, which I've only played very little bit about it on emulation, and from what I remember playing of it, it was pretty good, so, you know, no complaints there. And then there's Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards, which I remember renting that game, and that game was kick-ass. I really like the whole idea where you can, like suck, like, 2 things, and you get, like, 2 different powers that combine together. It was pretty awesome. I really love that element. And, of course, it also comes with, some challenge stages and some Kirby history. And, of course, it comes with a music CD, and, of course, the game, which is pretty cool. So the thing that I really wanted to get this for is not only because I love Kirby and it's very compact, but I actually got this game for $35, which I thought was really, really good, because normally this game is still selling for $60. But the reason why it was so much cheaper is because it doesn't have one, it's used, and secondly, it doesn't have the slip cover, because normally this has a pink slip cover, but this is what the game looks like without the cover. But either way, I actually find this cover looks a lot nicer. I really like the wood with the the heat thing. I forget what it's called, but it's that heat thing where you put on the wood and it makes it look really cool. But yeah, that's what it looks like, and I think it looks better than the pink one, honestly. And not only that, but even if you did pay $60 for it, now when I think about it, it would still be cheaper than buying the games individually, especially if you're going for complete in box, and obviously that's going way overboard. But like I said though, this is a very good collection of Kirby games if you really like Kirby like I do. So yeah, definitely I could recommend this to you if you really want to get a whole bunch of Kirby games and have them all compact into one. So this next game right here is an original Xbox game that I also got at the convention, and it's a game that I've been wanting for quite some time, and that happens to be SVC Chaos SNK vs. Capcom, which I haven't played yet, but I'm probably going to play it tonight because I'm in the mood to play a fighting game, and that happens to be, this game. So, yeah, this is the SNK vs. Capcom game, and it happens to be their last crossover between the two, which is a bit unfortunate, but from what I've heard from a lot of people, this is a really, really good game, so maybe it was a good thing they ended on a good note, because, I don't know, with the way how Capcom is doing lately, I don't know about that. That's debatable. But that's another discussion for another day, though. But I am actually pretty excited for the new King of Fighters. But anyways, with all that aside, though, I really can't wait to play this one. It looks like a hell of a lot of fun, and interesting enough, this one actually had a contest to win an arcade machine of this game, which would have been pretty awesome, actually. I don't see stuff like that often anymore, but, it's still pretty cool that they had this at the time. But anyways, though, so unfortunately I can't say a whole lot about it, though, but I'm pretty sure it's your usual typical, SNK versus Capcom, or Capcom versus SNK, whatever you want to call it. I know the reason why they switched places between the two is because this one is actually runs on SNK's Neo Geo engine, and then Capcom versus SNK runs on Capcom's engine. So I think that's how it goes. That's usually how it is, but anyways, though, can't wait to try this one out, and I'm very happy to finally have it. So this next game is a Xbox 360 game I got at the convention, and this is a game I've been pretty interested in quite a while, considering it is a shoot 'em up, and that happens to be Death Smiles, which is a shoot 'em up that was originally released in the arcade. Then there's an Xbox 360 version, and just recently they actually made a Steam version, which is pretty cool. I actually really like it when they make games on multiple different platforms, so more people get to play it. So yeah, that's pretty cool that they did make a Steam version. But I got this version because, well, it was just one that I wanted, so there you go. But anyways, though, so this is a shoot 'em up where it has like a gothic setting, which I really like a lot, and of course it has some really nice graphics, really nice sprite work, and of course it has some really good music. I really like the fact that it mixes like string, like organ and like guitar and like some techno stuff here and there. It has a pretty good variety, which I really like, and I think it's very well done. I've only played the arcade version so far because there's actually 2 modes you can do, where there's there's Xbox 360 mode, and then there's arcade mode. I did the arcade version mode just to try it out how it originally played on the arcade. And, it is really cool looking. The only complaint I do have is that, how, like, some games, like when you have, like, an arcade-style game, it usually, like, it's, like, squishes the screen a little bit, and it has, like, a cool border. Well, the thing is, though, that they made the screen really, really small. Like, it's, like, like, I don't know, like, I'm not a huge fan of that, though. But other than that, though, this game still plays fucking fantastic, so that's really just a minor complaint. But I'm sure the Xbox 360 mode probably plays, like, full screen, so that shouldn't be an issue. And even then, it's not game-breaking or anything like that. But still, really enjoyable game, really like the art style, really like the music. I really can't complain whatsoever about that one little thing. But either way, I fucking love this game. So this next game right here is another 360 game, but this one I did not get at a convention. I actually got it way early on in the month. I got it at EB Games for, like, really dirt cheap. I think it was, like, $15 or something. So, anyways, so this game just happens to be El Shaddai. Shaddai. I don't know, I think that just sounds funny to me. I guess you can say I amuse myself too easily, but I think you guys already know that already. So, anyways, so El Shaddai is a, it kind of looks like an action, like, hack and slash sort of game, maybe with some adventure elements to it. I'm not entirely sure, because I haven't really, like, played it yet. I know it seems like I haven't played a lot of those games that I picked up in this video, but don't worry, I always get around to doing them. And of course I will eventually do reviews on them and all that good stuff. But anyways, though, so El Shaddai, like, it looks like a really cool-ass game, mainly because the art style that they use, because it kind of looks like, really, like, there's a lot of bright colors everywhere, and then, of course, there's also, like, a lot of the enemies have really cool designs, and I don't know, it's just a very beautiful, like, art-looking game, and I really like that a lot. It's very unique, and I always appreciate that a whole lot, so when you make, like, an action, like, hack-and-slash game, make it look artsy, that's definitely pretty damn cool. So, with that being said, so from what I've seen of this game, I definitely can't wait to try it out. Definitely looks like a hell of a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys might actually try it out too, because I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one, and it seems to be really, really good from what I've heard from a lot of people, so hopefully it is, and hopefully I do enjoy it. So, this next game right here is a Super Nintendo game, and it happens to be the only one that I got this month, but what's interesting is that I actually did a review of this game fairly recently, so that's actually kind of interesting. So you probably might know what that game might be, and that happens to be Pieces on the Super Nintendo. It was made by Nippon Ichi and developed by, it was made by Nippon Ichi and it was published by Atlas, which is pretty awesome. So, like I said in the review, I really enjoyed this game. I found it to be very addicting and very unique because it's like a puzzle, like jigsaw puzzle game where you have to, like, put, like, pieces to make a picture, but you're also fighting an opponent, so it's also kind of like Puya Puya. So, I found that to be really interesting, it's very unique, and it's also very underrated, I find, because not many people I know talk about this game, and I found it to be quite enjoyable, quite addicting. I did the review on it, and I really, really liked it a lot. And the fact that I found it so soon after that was pretty ironic enough that I was like, okay, I have to go get it. In case you're wondering how much I paid for it, I actually paid $30 for it, which I thought was pretty damn good considering this is a game I've never seen in person before, and on eBay last I checked, which was when I made that video, if I remember correctly, I think I said there was only like one English copy on eBay and it was for like $40, so if I say so myself, I think that's pretty damn good. So with that being said, this is a really good puzzle battler game that I really enjoy myself, and maybe you guys might too. I can definitely recommend you guys to go check it out if this sounds like if it's your bag, because I know jigsaw puzzles aren't for everybody, but I do enjoy good jigsaw puzzles when I can. So yeah, speaking of jigsaw puzzles, I've actually been doing this one on like Batman, where it was like the, like the old style comics. I'll put a picture up just so you can see what it looks like. And yeah, I did that. Well, it wasn't just me. It was like me and my family did it together. But it was a lot of fun. So I don't know. Maybe this game actually might be inspired me to go pick up that puzzle and actually do it together. Maybe that might be it. But either way, pretty kick-ass game. So this next game right here is a Genesis game, and as again, it's the only Genesis game I got. But this is a Genesis game that has been getting pretty crazy with prices lately, but I got a pretty decent deal on it, or at least I think I got a pretty decent deal on it, and that happens to be El Viento from Renovation. So this is actually a pretty awesome platformer game that plays a lot like the Valis series. In fact, I find that the heads-up display kind of reminds me of it, because like the way how the magic spell thing works. So pretty much it's a lot like those games, but this one is much more faster paced, and you throw boomerangs, and the game is actually pretty damn challenging, but man, is it ever fun. I actually played the shit out of this on emulation, and I'm very happy to own it now, so definitely a pretty awesome game. And if you want to know how much I paid for it, I actually paid $70 for it, which actually isn't bad when you think about it, because of this game on the internet, last I checked, was like going over $100, so, that's pretty wacko, but hey, I'm not going to complain here. And no, it's not complete, but that's totally fine, because the cart looks good, the box is in weird shape, because, I don't know if you noticed, but there's no little clip thing here, and over here it feels like someone shaved it off. It's kind of weird, but you know what, whatever. I'm not going to make a big complaint about that, because seriously, this game kicks ass, and I can definitely recommend it to you guys if you want to play a really good action platformer. Alright, so these next few games are going to be the more recent stuff, and I mean by recent, I mean like PS4 and Vita, and one little special thing I will say at the end. So this game right here is a PS4 game that happens to be Samurai Warriors 4. So, as you may already know, I'm a huge fan of the Warriors games. I think they're really amusing fun, and they're just good time wasters, I find. They're just really enjoyable to me. And of course, I like the story and what they did with the characters and the music and, all that kind of good stuff. But the one thing I have to say about this one is that this might actually be my favorite Warriors of game, period. Might. Because, I mean, it's kind of hard to, because, the other one I really, really liked was Warriors Orochi 3, and then there's Hyrule Warriors, and I would even say that Fist of the North Star Ken's Rage 2 is also really, really good. But yeah, anyways though. So as for this one, I really like some of the new elements that they added into it. I really like the whole character switching. It just makes things easier, because there'd be some missions where you have to protect someone from not dying, and you're one character's really, really far away, and then the other one's a bit closer, so you can just switch characters and get the closer guy to go and kick the other guy's ass, and everything will be saved the day, which is also very helpful. The other thing I like is that there's a new mode in here called Conquest, I believe it's called, where basically you use one of your created characters, and you're on a map, and you work under one of the actual characters in the game. And then, of course, you do missions and all that kind of good stuff, collect items, and I actually really like it a lot. I think this was definitely, like I said, that might be some of the reasons why this might actually be my favorite Warriors of game. And, of course, I really like the whole, the hyper attacks that you can do, which can clear, a whole bunch of enemies, at once, which is not only helpful, but it looks awesome. And it definitely makes it more, there's more movesets in the game, which is always nice, so, like I said, this is definitely a really good Warriors of game, and of course I know it's not for everyone, but as for someone like me, like myself, if you really like this kind of stuff, I can definitely recommend this game. So this game right here is another PS4 game, and this one happens to be a launch title, and that is Knack. So I'm sure you've heard that this game was, not as good as what you might have hoped it to be, but honestly, I found this game was actually quite enjoyable. Now, it's not, the best game ever, but I think it is a pretty good, fun adventure platformer kind of game. So basically, you use this guy named Knack, who is a thing that was created using an artifact by a scientist, and basically, you have to defend, everyone from a whole bunch of orcs who are trying to kill people. It's something along the lines. I haven't got extremely far into the game, but from what I have played of it, it is pretty fun. Now, like I said, there are some a little bit of issues here and there, nothing too major, but the one thing that did kind of bug me personally was that, even when you grow, really, really huge, and you have, a huge, health bar, and I'm playing on normal here, so keep in mind, I'm not playing on hard or anything like that, you can die in, 1 or 2 hits, so it's kind of misleading, because it makes you think that you can take a whole bunch of hits, but in reality, you can't, so it's kind of annoying like that. You might as well just not even have a health bar at that point, but I don't know, that's just a minor thing that I thought was kind of annoying with the game. But other than that, this is a pretty enjoyable, solid platformer action game that kind of reminds me of Crash Bandicoot in a weird way. I don't know why it reminds me of it, but it kind of does, but either way, it's a really cheap PS4 game, so the next game right here is a Vita game, and this is a game that I saw in the store. It looked kind of interesting, but at the same time it looked kind of confusing, so I really wasn't sure how to feel about it. But until someone I knew, I forget who it was that told me a little bit about it there, but I remember someone was saying that it was a pretty interesting game, and I decided to give it a try because, you know, I'm always looking out for newer random stuff. And this game just happened to be Aegis of Earth. Now, there's a subtitle there, but I can't fucking say it because it's complicated, but anyways, I just call it Aegis of Earth. So, basically, it's a very, weird kind of game. It kind of mixes between, SimCity and Tower Defense, so there's two different things that are going on. So when it goes to the SimCity mode, basically you can, like, build houses so people can live, because it's basically like a post-apocalyptic world, and you're trying to rebuild the city back up. And, of course, not only building houses, but you also build, like, you know, like lasers and, like, rocket launcher stuff and turrets and all that kind of good shit. And then, of course, like, when you do, like, the missions, this is, like, goes to the part where it plays, like, a tower defense, where basically you get a whole bunch of, like, monsters and alien-looking things and bugs that try to, like, attack the city, and you just gotta, like, move around, like, the whole, like, city around so you can actually hit all the enemies. It's pretty simple for a game that is, you know, very, like, simulated, I guess you can say. Like, you know, like SimCity. It's very simple, and it is actually pretty easy to understand. Like, when you look at the pictures of the game, it looks like it's like, oh god, this is gonna be like a complicated game. But it actually really isn't. And I found it to be pretty addicting, even though it can get a little bit repetitive at times, but I don't know, it's a good game to play every once in a while, and I think it's good for that. You know, it's good to play like in short bursts, which is what I do with games that can get repetitive. I just play them in short bursts, and that's how I do enjoy them for their potential. Alright, so this Vita game right here is the last one, and this is a game that is a part of a series that is very ridiculous and not meant to be taken too seriously, but I like it because I just like dumb humor. So with that being said, this is the game oh no, it's not Hyper Dimension anymore. It's a Mega Dimension. Okay, Blonga plus Neptune versus Zombies. There you go. We'll just call it that. So, anyways, this is a spin-off game to the Neptunia series, but this one plays a lot like Action U. So, you know, it's like a Dynasty Warrior, like hack and slash beat 'em up game in a little arena. Actually, if I find it plays like anything, it plays like Senran Kagura in a way. But anyways, so this game plays a lot like that, but I actually find it to be a lot better than Action U because this one has a lot more playable characters, and of course the movesets in this one actually work differently, and then there's a lot more options to go to, which I think is a lot better. That's just my opinion on that, but anyways though. So this game, it's on itself, I think it's not bad, it's okay. I mean, it's not like the greatest game ever made, but it is definitely like a much more improvement over Action U, and at the same time it has a very ridiculous story, which I expect. So basically, you're trying to make like a movie, and at the same time of making a movie at the movie club, there's also a zombie apocalypse happening, so of course you're making a zombie movie, and of course things just get really ridiculous and stupid and funny and, you know, all that good stuff, or at least good to me anyways, because I know this is not going to be for everyone, and I fully understand that because, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of dumb shit in this game, but like I've said like a bunch of times on my channel, I like dumb humor, so this is definitely up my alley for that, but either way though, it's kind of hard to recommend this game unless you're actually into this series. And now, to the finale. So, this is the last thing that I got, and the reason why I saved this one for last was for multiple reasons. I mean, for one, it's huge in size, and it's also huge for me because this was something I really, really wanted. In fact, I wanted it so much that I actually mentioned it in a video response I did to Kit171 about game items that you really, really want, so thankfully, I can cross one of those things off the bucket list because, in case you don't know, one of those things were on there. So, anyways, this magical thing just happens to be the Deception 4 Collector's Edition that was only released in Japan. Because in North America, we never got the Collector's Edition. This only was exclusive to Japan, and when I saw it at the convention, I just couldn't believe my eyes that it was there. Actually, they actually had two of them, and what's funny is that two of them that were there, they actually had different prices, and This one was 150, and the other one was like 180. And the reason why is because both of them were sealed, but this one, like, it had like a bit of, like, the seal had some tears in like the corner and stuff, so it wasn't like, you know, like, it wasn't like brand new sealed, but it was kind of like, you know, like half open sort of thing. So of course that one was a little bit cheaper, and I decided to say, screw it, I'll get it there, because I know for a fact if I didn't buy it there, I probably would be waiting on this for like a very long time. So anyways, I think this game's awesome. I love the series a lot, so that's why I really wanted to get this, and of course it comes with some pretty epic stuff. Like just a little bit of example in the back, you get an art book, you get the soundtrack, which comes with 3 CDs, which is really cool. And as you know, I love the music in these games, so you know that's awesome. Then it comes with the game, of course, and then it comes with a pop-up thing, which is really cool. And then it also comes with some free DLC. I don't know if you can use the DLC from this. Well, I know you'll be able to use the Japanese copy, but I don't think you'll be able to use it with the North American copy. I'm not sure about that, but either way, it's still pretty nice that it's there. And of course, I'm definitely going to do a super unboxing on this, so that will definitely be exciting. And of course, when I was looking through everything, I just couldn't believe my eyes. It was just amazing. So, anyways, I'm very happy about this. I'm not going to complain whatsoever. It was definitely amazing that I have this now. And of course, I'm just very thankful to have it. But one little last thing I'll mention here, just because in case you don't know what the game is about, for anyone that doesn't know that I'm a huge fan of it, well, basically it's a game where you use a chick, and she's the devil's daughter, and you have to go to a castle, and people are trying to invade you, and you gotta kill them by using traps, and using, like, combinations, and all that kind of good stuff. It's actually pretty awesome. I really like it a lot. It's very unique, and I just say that I would recommend it to try it out if you want to try something that's very different. That's just all I'll say, because I really enjoyed this series a lot. It was something I like grew up playing, believe it or not, which I'm going to do a whole video about talking about that kind of stuff like way later on, but you'll see. Either way though, I'm just more than happy about having this. I was very excited. That will be all that I got from me. I'm very, very happy about everything, so you know, I'm very thankful for that, and of course I'm thankful for the new subscribers, and of course the big number I have of subscribers for right now, because I'm just very thankful for everything that's been going on lately. Everything has just been going perfectly awesome, so no complaints whatsoever. And as I said before at the beginning of the video, I'm going to be doing that video response to Megas X1, which is going to be pretty interesting, and of course I'm going to do the massive shadow thing, which is also going to be a lot of fun to do, because I get to talk about a whole bunch of different channels, and of course more reviews are coming. I'm going to do a live stream eventually, and of course I've also done a top 10 list, which I haven't uploaded yet. In fact, I've been working a lot ahead of time, which has been very good for that, but either way, there's lots of great stuff going to be happening, and of course there's going to be more video collaborations as well. At least I'm hoping to get more of those done. I just gotta, you know, get more contacts with people. But either way, there's definitely some good stuff to be had, and of course, I'm just very thankful for that, and I hope you guys have been having a good time too. So with that being said, thank you for watching and commenting.